So we're going to do baby steps. So if at the beginning of one of his moves, he did a slight hook and made some things happen, I wanted you to get some feel for short power. So I'm a Kung Fu guy, Arnis, all that kind of good stuff, Tai Chi. But it doesn't matter. You can use this short power however you want. Okay, you can use it in all your stuff just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal Abel here because I know he's broken just like I am. And remember you had this listening energy that you had, and you had that hook there that you're going to do. What I want you to do is concentrate on everything that's connected here to your waist, and all you're going to do is put that hook there, and you're going to twist the waist. Okay, so you go here, and I want you to have that. We're going to start with baby steps, and I just want you to go for that jerk. Okay, I don't want you to do this. Okay, see, arm. Okay, so he's go ahead and relax. He's going to transfer. So he's relaxing. If I do it all arm, there's only so much jerk I can get. Okay, but if I do it all body,
he's a bigger jerk then.
So we're going to try a couple different angles of that, and I want to try this one first. It's really, really simple, right? You already did this with Hanshi there, but I want you to really work on that. Okay.
Put it back in the socket.
So just pair up real fast on that, and we'll try to think about my arm connected to my core through my hips and waist, and then my arm's just going to sit there as I move my body, okay? So I'm spiraling down, outwards, it's opening, right? So then what I do is only add a little bit of rotation out my arm, and I can look at my hand, well, he's going to look at my hand, okay? We do that all together, and that makes a little extra drop. That adds some snap, but it still pulls from the waist. Make sense? So that's rotating out. Okay. You can also rotate in. I'll say a few. Let me steal. Let's see. Who has a really good shoulder and neck? Oh, I've done him before. So we did the outside rotation, and I want you to do the inside rotation. Okay. So the inside rotation, you're just going to do a little pinch as you twist. So it's kind of like you're going to collapse to the center, but you're going to twist as you do it. Okay. So you need to be relaxed. You just boom. Okay. And then what I want you to do is get some sensitivity with that. So here we're going to say it's called an outside a forearm throw, but I don't care about the throw right now. I just care about the chin going like that. Okay. The pre-stun, if you will. So what I do is I look for a couple things here. I'm going to say, okay, I don't want it totally straight. Think about a rope. If I have his arm totally straight and I push down, it's going to go boing. Okay. If I have his arm all, the rope totally loose, it's going to go squish. So I get this nice arc here. And I go, okay, good. Okay. So I'll do it slow and I'll do it big. So I'm here and I'm going to pinch and rotate, but I'm not going to use my arm because it's really easy to go, ooh, I'm going to use my arm. Ooh, I'm going to use my arm. So I just want you to use your waist and your collapsing to the center. Okay. You're here. Okay. So you want that chin to jerk. Okay. Again, that's just that jerk is super important because that sets up for pre-stun. If I do this on this other side, right, and I set it up, do a little jerk, and then I strike lots of points, I get 2 strikes for the price of 1. Same thing here. I go here, pop up from there, right? So it's just a way to think about it and use it. But anytime you have that, if you notice, guess what? Balance displacement works on anybody. So if I do this, and I got balance displacement, I can still own him for the rest of the next couple portions of time. Balance displacement is your entry, okay? You can do it on a grip. You can do it on a closer grip. You can do it on a closer grip. But if you disrupt their balance, you're a happy camper. So we did the opening jerk, and we're doing the inward jerk, okay? This is harder, so it's not going to be as baby step. I just wanted to do the first one that you already did before. Now this is the new part. So everybody go like this. Here, spread out. And then what I want you to do is feel like your center is pulling your elbows and everything in like a black hole from the front. Okay. Okay. That's what you're going to tap into. You can even, if you do it right, your heels might come off the ground a little bit. Okay. See my feet move? Okay. You don't have to jump though. So that's what you're going to tap into as the same time as you're doing, you did this motion, so now we're just doing this motion at the same time. So you go here and collapse and twist. Okay? Do it nice to your partner. I just want you to feel that it's different than arm, press, turn, hit, okay? I want you to feel like it's different. You should feel like there's no overcommitment, you haven't lost any structure, and he has to suck it all up, okay? Kind of like find the valley of goodness. But one of the things you can think about too is, show on Abel again. So if I did this, if I did this guy, right, Abel, and I won't do it because he's all broken, wham. Okay, oh my gosh, what did I similarly do? And guess what, I similarly expanded that, almost the same motion. The only thing I didn't talk about was here was, half of this was pinch and the twist and the waist, right? The other half was just like we did on the front part, which was that. So then we're here, okay, again, connected to this waist. So you're doing the other side, this one is expanding, this one is contracting, and then there's the sinking. So I didn't talk about that one. That may help as you try to play with it. Okay? All right, so let's see if we can do one other one. This will possibly be harder, but it'll look simpler. All right, so can everybody go like this? And then go. I want you to collapse your center such that you're doing it so hard that your heels again should come up a little bit. Okay? Okay? Don't push off on your toes, just really concentrate on this. So it's just, you notice I'm breathing. I make sound effects a lot, it helps me focus, but sometimes it actually, that clenching is the same part of it. Okay? So, think about it, guess what? Oh, who's done Tai Chi? A couple people done Tai Chi. Oh my gosh, okay, the first move, there. If I do that, are you going to do it?
No. You can do it from a grab or being grabbed.
Yeah,
either way.
Right. So you can get loose or you can get, so if we're here and he's got me, then, and he's been pulling on me, because it needs to be pulled. He has to have some sort of energy for me to work with, okay? It still gets him, or you can get loose, okay? But, so, let's do it with a grab, so you don't have to worry about it. You're gonna hook, again, this is, so I'm gonna give you some things I think about. 0th knot, they go where their head goes. 1st knot, they go where their shoulder joint tells them to go. 2nd knot, they go where their elbow goes. 3rd knot, they go where they're, and then there's the 4th knot, the big knuckle that is another place. So what I'm talking about, you can see what I'm talking about, knots. There's a big point there that I get to hold on to. There's a big point there I get to hold on to. There's a big point there I get to hold on to. And there's a point there I can hook. And there's a point there, I won't do it though. You can hook. So when you do this, you're going to hook on that guy. That lets you put it through the center of your arm, and it connects much easier straight to your waist. So once you're here and you've got a connection, okay, you can't do it all empty. You can, but the problem is you might hyperextend their arms, so let's not do that. Let's do it where they've got some sort of energy, and then I want you to just go here, and again, you should see that jerk, okay? So that's now straight closing. So we did opening, or spiral opening the outside, we did spiral closing to the inside, and now we're going to do closing down. Okay? But not with my arms, just watch my arms. You can probably see, hopefully, a little bit of muscle. So there. But they're relaxed, right? So that's tense, that's relaxed, okay? So what I want you to do is you're doing this, just having enough arm strength to keep your arms straight, because that structure that goes through your back is what you want to connect to. You don't want to go like that. So watch what happens if I do it with just arms. Different. Okay, just arms. It ends up like a pole because you cannot pop very well with just your arms. So if I go here, okay, you get to do that. Now that's dorky, right? You wouldn't use that exact motion in self-defense, but what happens if I did it with one arm? Here I got 2 arms, and I pop, and I shoulder strike. And then what's down there? And then what's there? And then, okay, so, and that's if they grab you, you grab that. But I'm not going to worry about defense right now. Just hard enough. So you're here. Try that. If you can get them to jerk, you cannot do, don't do that. Just go here. It's kind of like, have any of you guys done lat pull down straight arm? It's kind of like that, but try not to use your arms. So kind of go, oh, I'm going to pull it with my contraction through my center. Okay? So try that. Exit. And then to think about feeling the structure and go for that, the head jerk. And that will give you all the feedback in the world, and then you can get there. You don't need some, mystical teacher to say, ooh, align your cheese and your chakras and focus your aggression or whatever it is that they're going to say. You just need to get that feedback, okay? So I was going to show one thing is the expanding. So we've done closing and spiraling in, we've done spiraling out, and then what actually I want you to do is where you're opening out, okay? There's a couple ways you can open, right? So one of them is you can go off of this guy, you can collapse in, and expand out across your back, right? So you can see when I move, it's kind of jerky. So I'm almost jerking myself. But that's what you can tap into. So what I want to do is show just a very linear opening to do just a one-arm strike with no contact. And I'm going to have him show it because he's got big circles.
Thank you. Before he says the linear one, the circular one, y'all all remember James Brown. At the end of his concert, he'd put the coat on and he'd be walking and he'd kind of be collapsing, and all of a sudden he goes, hey! That's the same motion of opening from the center. It's the opposite of the collapse. So if you could practice that with an overcoat, you have that motion just from there. Linear, meaning one side, you're going to start from the back leg. And so this is a back stance. So my knee and my foot are pointing in the same direction. If I want to torque my knee badly, I'm going to leave my foot out there. So I'm going to turn this foot in. This gives a little bit more knee play here. If I'm out here and I turn in this way and I start expanding out, I can't turn this hip forward. So I'm going to go 45 degrees, like a long cat, maybe a little bit more forward weighted. The knee's going to come in, and then you're going to start rolling the hips under, store it in the back, and then out in the arm. So it goes, boom.
So it's like a move through in place. He's not stepping anywhere, but look how far he's moving. Watch
so
here.
The butt is going to curl under when you're pushing off the leg.
So he moves a foot.
My shoulder's not moving. My whole body is. And you curl up and wave from there forward. So you go, whoo.
And that's slow. You make it fast, when your back pops from here to here, it makes it a strike. Okay?
Think of how a big cat, cheetah or jaguar, how do they run? Compression and extension. Where's all their power? It's not in their arms and their legs. It's in their spine and in their torso, moving in and out like a slinky. This is the same thing. I'm expanding off of here. It's compressed, and then it extends back out. So I can't do it like this if my hips get in front of my torso. I push myself backwards. So you have to lean into it. And you extend off of the leg.
You can practice this with pushing a staff with your abdomen. It's the same motion. He's pushing a staff, that same motion. And then with the arm, his arm is now the staff. It's a 2x4 that transfers the force through his center.
I can testify there's power in this, but I got to hold my sheetrock from
That's right. So, but
It was fixed.
that one takes a lot of balance. That one takes a lot of balance on your structure, so we're not going to have you try to do this out of time. But I wanted to give you one insight into that, and this is something that you probably all know, which is unbendable arm. Everybody knows unbendable arm?
Yes.
Okay, it's just simple, right? All you're going to do is really simply, you can decide to, hey, he can decide to lift that arm up, and I'm going to crunch it, or he can reach across the room and extend through his arm and his focus and his structure and trust his reach. And that's much harder for me. I can be mean and pinch his muscles, but I won't. So he reaches much harder. So this extension that he's doing is part of the same extension that he's doing when he makes this a strike.
This could be either localized structure, or it could be the push all the way from the ground.
So lastly, why don't we go ahead and make it a strike, slowish, so they can see all the elements that they did, but still make it a strike. Faster. Okay. And then go ahead and make it a strike. It penetrates. You see that? And you can also then shorten up the circles. I'll do it to you. Okay, let me just show real fast on him.
Yes.
So if you shorten up the circles, I didn't do this, but it's that same thing, it penetrates. So those are some things you can play with on all the 4 angles we tried. Baby steps.
Got it?